What if I told you that the $20 bill in your wallet right now is worth less than it was when you woke up this morning? Not next year, not next month, today, right now. While you're watching this video, I'm about to show you something that will completely change how you think about money. We're going to do a simple test, a $20 bill versus $20 worth of silver. Same starting point, but by the end of this video, you'll see why one of these is quietly stealing from you and the other is protecting your wealth. I'm with Peak Life Wealth, and I help everyday families understand what's really happening to their money. And trust me, what you're about to see will make you question everything you've been taught about saving. But before we dive into the test results, you need to understand the 3 biggest lies you've been told about money. And the first one, it starts in 1971. Let's start with a question. When was the last time you really looked at what your money can buy? Most of us don't think about it. We just know that somehow everything feels more expensive. The grocery bill keeps climbing, gas prices make you wince, your insurance premiums just went up again. But here's what nobody's telling you. It's not that things are getting more expensive, it's that your dollars are getting weaker. Therefore, I decided to run a test, a real tangible test that anyone can understand. A $20 bill. This is what most people trust. It's what we're taught to save. Put it in a bank account, watch the number grow, and you'll be fine. Right? But what about $20 worth of physical silver? About 0.27 ounces at today's prices. Same value today. But here's the question. Which one will actually protect your purchasing power? Which one will let you buy more tomorrow than you can today? The answer is going to shock you. But first, you need to understand what happened in 1971 that changed everything. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Every single day, your cash is losing value. Not because you're spending it, not because you're making bad decisions, but because of a decision made over 50 years ago that most people have never even heard of. In 1971, President Nixon made a choice that changed everything. He took the US dollar off the gold standard. Before that moment, your dollars were backed by physical gold. You could literally walk into a bank and exchange your paper money for gold at a fixed rate. Your money had real, tangible value behind it. But after 1971, your dollars became what's called fiat currency. They're only worth something because the government says they are. There's nothing backing them. No gold, no silver, just trust. And here's what happened next. When money isn't backed by anything real, governments can print as much as they want. See, most people think inflation means prices going up, but that's not the cause. That's the symptom. The real cause? Money printing. When the government needs money, they don't just raise taxes. They print more dollars. They create money out of thin air. Think of it like a balloon. The more air you pump in, the thinner the surface becomes. Therefore, the more dollars they print, the less each individual dollar is worth. Look at what happened between 2020 and 2021. They printed more money in 2 years than in the previous decade combined. But here's where it gets personal. Since 1971, the dollar has lost over 85% of its purchasing power. Let me show you what that actually means. In 1971, the average cost of a gallon of milk was $1.18. Today, over $4 Raws. A new car in 1971, $3,500. Today, over $48,000. A house, $25,000 in 1971. Today, over $400,000. So when I hold this $20 bill, I'm not holding $20 of value. I'm holding $20 of a currency that is designed to lose value over time. But there's something they don't want you to know. There's a type of money that can't be printed, that can't be devalued. That has protected wealth for thousands of years. Now let's talk about what I call sound money. This silver coin isn't just a shiny piece of metal. This is money that holds its value because it has intrinsic worth. For thousands of years, gold and silver were money. Not because governments said so, but because they're rare, they're durable, and they can't be printed. There's only so much silver in the Earth's crust. You can't create more of it. You can't print it. You have to mine it, refine it, and that takes real work and real resources. Therefore, while the dollar has lost 85% of its purchasing power since 1971, look at what happened to silver. In 1971, silver was about $1.50 per ounce. Today, it's over $70 per ounce. But here's the key. Silver didn't really go up in value. The dollar went down, silver just maintained its purchasing power. This coin represents real, tangible wealth. It's not a promise from a government. It's not a number on a screen. It's a physical asset that has held value for millennia. And unlike paper money, silver has real-world utility. It's used in solar panels, electric vehicles, electronics, medical equipment. There's actual demand for it beyond just being money. In fact, we're currently in a silver supply deficit. The world is using more silver than we're mining. And when demand exceeds supply, what happens to value? It goes up. But let me show you something that will make this crystal clear. Let's go shopping. I'm taking my $20 bill, and I'm going to see what it can actually buy today. Real items, real prices. A gallon of milk, $4.29. A dozen eggs, $3.99. A loaf of bread, $3.49. A pound of ground beef, $6.99. Total, $18.76. I got 4 basic items. Now here's the question. What could this same $20 have bought 10 years ago? In 2014, milk was $3.55. Eggs were $2.09. Bread was $2.39. Ground beef was $4.16. Total, $12.19. With $20 in 2014, I could have bought these same 4 items and still had $7.81 left over. Today, I barely have $1.24 left. That's a 53% increase in just 10 years. Your $20 bill lost over half its purchasing power in a decade. But here's where it gets interesting. Let's rewind to 2014. Silver was trading at about $19 per ounce, so our $20 would have bought roughly 1 ounce of silver. Today, that same 1 ounce of silver is worth over $70. Therefore, if you had converted your $20 to silver in 2014, you could now convert it back to dollars and have $70. You could buy those same groceries for $18.76 and still have $51.24 left over. Let me put this in perspective. $20 cash in 2014 equals $20 today, which buys 4 items. But $20 in silver in 2014 equals $70 today, which buys 4 items plus $51 left over. The silver didn't just protect your purchasing power, it grew it. Because while the dollar was being devalued, silver was maintaining its real value. Now I know what you're thinking. Okay, but I can't pay for groceries with silver coins. You're absolutely right. In our current system, you need dollars for daily transactions. But here's what you need to understand. Your money has 2 jobs, transaction and storage. For transactions, yes, you need dollars in your checking account, for paying bills, buying groceries, daily life. But for storage, for your savings, for the money you're setting aside for your family's future, that's where you're getting destroyed by keeping it in dollars. Your savings account might pay you 0.5% interest. Meanwhile, inflation is running at 3 to 7% depending on who you ask. Therefore, you're losing 2.5 to 6.5% of your purchasing power every single year. Over 20 years, that compounds into massive wealth destruction. This is why it only takes 90 years for an entire family's inheritance to dwindle to nothing. But it doesn't have to be this way. You can convert a portion of your savings from weak dollars into strong money, gold and silver, physical assets that can't be printed, that hold their value, that protect your family's wealth. And the best part, you don't need thousands of dollars to start. Here's what most people don't know. You can start protecting your wealth with as little as $20, $50, or $100 at a time. There are now digital platforms where you can buy fractional amounts of physical gold and silver, real metal, held in secure vaults that you actually own. Imagine taking just $100 a month, money you might spend on subscriptions or takeout, and instead you're converting it into real money, building a vault of silver and gold that protects your family's future. Let me tell you a quick story. I talked to a family recently who started doing exactly this 3 years ago. They were skeptical at first. They thought, what difference can $100 a month make? But they stayed consistent. Every month, $100 into silver, no matter what the price was doing. 3 years later, they've accumulated over $4,000 worth of physical silver, and because the price of silver has risen during that time, their actual holdings are worth closer to $5,200. But here's what they told me was the most important part. They sleep better at night. They know that no matter what happens to the dollar, no matter how much the government prints, they have real wealth that can't be taken away by inflation. That's the power of sound money. The $20 bill test isn't just an experiment, it's a wake-up call. Every day you wait, your dollars are losing value. Every day you keep your savings in a bank account, inflation is stealing from you. But you have the power to change that. Today. Right now. I've created something called the Inflation-Proof Wealth System. It's a simple, step-by-step guide that shows you exactly how to start converting your weak dollars into strong money. Where to buy gold and silver safely, how to store it, how to build a plan that gives you real peace of mind. No complicated jargon, no expensive minimums, just a clear path to protecting your family's wealth. Click the link in the description below to get your free copy. The choice is yours. Keep holding paper that's designed to lose value, or start building real wealth that stands the test of time. I know which one I'm choosing. The question is, which one will you choose? Thanks for watching. If this opened your eyes, share it with someone who needs to see it, and I'll see you in the next one.